Hey, and welcome to Seek Lost Spirit. My name's Jenn. I'm a medium, which means I connect to your loved ones in spirit that have crossed over to deliver messages to you. And I'm being called to start this channel to share some of my journey and some of the things I've learned along the way, especially around spiritual awakening, and eventually get into some dark night of the soul and some things like that. One of the first things that I was drawn to talk about today is about going through hard stuff here on earth. This message is for the people who've been through or are going through a lot of really tough things, and they're angry about it. They don't understand, and some of them even are like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this even for another day. And this is what I want to tell you is that I know it's unpopular. We chose to come here to face hard things. I know that's not what you want to hear, but I promise you it's true. So maybe just think about it like that movie Pleasantville, if you remember that movie where everything's in black and white. It's kind of like a Leave It to Beaver Town in life. And it's everything's just very surreal and predictable and dependable. That's what life is like where we come from. The spirit beings that we are before we come to earth and incarnate here to live this life, that's what life is like there. So we come here on purpose because it's heavy and it's dense and it's hard and there's lessons and there's struggle. We come here because without that hardship, we can't recognize good. We come here for soul growth. We come here to know that we can get through things. We come here to learn lessons. It's supposed to be hard. This world has us conditioned to believe that in order to win here on earth, win at life, you have the great job, you climb up the ladder, you have the big house, you have the fancy car, you get married, you have 2.5 kids and a white picket fence. Those are not the things that we're here to do or accomplish. Those are not the things that make a successful life or even a happy life. Imagine Super Mario Brothers, right? If you're around my age, 1987, 1988, whoop, I might even have come out before that, maybe 85, doesn't matter. Anyway, when Super Mario Brothers came out, right? Dun 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 dun. We all know the original one. So level 1. We're Mario, we take off, we're jumping up and stuff, we're finding, oh, there's a coin in there. Oh, this makes me bigger, this lets me shoot fire. And then we jump over the duck and the duck gets us, right? And we start back over. This is kind of like life. And then we go back through, okay, well now I know where the coin is. I know what's gonna make me bigger. I know to go over this duck, and then I keep going and I fall in a pit and I start over. And eventually we get to the end, right? And we beat and we get the flag, right? You guys know the song. So we finish that level. Yay! Now imagine there is no new level. Imagine we start back over at 1-1. Dun 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 dun. And we go, and it's the same coin, and it's the same mushroom to make us bigger, and it's the same duck, and it's the same jump, and we can get to the end. And pretty soon we're flying through this, right? And if that was the only level in Super Mario Brothers, we would have all quit playing a long time ago. We want to go to level 2. We want to find where the coins are, find where the mushrooms are, find where the ducks are, right? Like we want the challenge. Otherwise, it's no fun. It'd be like anything that you enjoy doing. Maybe it's golfing. Maybe it's mountain biking. What if you only got one golf course? What if you only got one trail? And the first time you ride it, it's exciting and you don't know where everything is, or you don't know where the sand traps and how I don't know much about golf, but right, the dips and where the hole, whatever, all the things. But eventually you do it enough that you become an expert, and then it's not fun anymore. That's why we're here. And I can hear right now, some of you are like, you have no idea how hard my life has been. And I want you to think about it this way. Try to correlate how hard your life has been with how much of a badass you and your spirit team think you are. Because that means you signed up for the extra hard package. And you said, I can do all of these things while I'm here. And so if you picked hard things, the rewards are going to be even that much greater. And for those of you who are like, and we've all had those moments, especially if you've been through dark nights of the soul or just had some really tough things happen in life where you're like, I don't understand the point. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I get it. I've been there. I've had those thoughts too. But I know for a fact, deep in my soul, that if I was to leave and I'm back home, right, back on the other side where we came from, I know I would be surrounded by my spirit team, my higher self, my loved ones, my angels, whatever it is that you believe in. And I know I'd be like, oh crap, Okay, put me back in, put me back in. Give me one more chance. I can do it this time. I can do it this time. I would be wanting to come back because from over there, this life is a blip. This life is challenges for growth. It's not forever. We take it so seriously, and it doesn't have to be that serious and that hard. Sometimes it's hard, but we get through things. What makes it hard is when we live in the past, when we can't separate out who we are from what we've been through. Right? Like we've been through stuff, we grew, we got stronger, and now we're going forward. Those things help us along the way, but they don't inform who we are, and we don't have to stay in those stories. So if you're struggling with some of this stuff, think about the mental space, your thoughts. What are you judging? What stories are you carrying with you? How kind are you being to yourself? How are you viewing the world? It sounds simple and it sounds like something you've heard a million times before, but I am telling you, it starts in here. Especially around simple things, right? It doesn't even have to be big things. Driving down the road and someone's gets in front of you and they're not going as fast as you wish they would be going. Instead of projecting anger, frustration, getting all upset because you're only doing that to yourself, right? The guy in front of you, he's oblivious. Reframe it. What is this trying to teach me? Maybe there's a reason this guy is in front of me, slowing me down, and maybe I'll never find out what that is. But okay, thanks, universe. Maybe I can go slower and I'm going to see the pretty things along the side of the road. Or maybe it'll give me extra time to make the phone call to catch up with a friend that I haven't talked to in a long time, right? It's all about your mindset. Hard things happen to all of us. We're here for a reason. We picked this. I know some of you are like, there is no way in hell that I would have picked this. You did. And one of the ways to kind of reframe that too is think about the souls, not the incarnation that maybe is your mom or is your dad or is your husband or whoever is one of your most difficult people. Don't think about them as this human. Think about the soul. Think about before you came here, you and that soul got together and they said, I love you so much that I will show up to be one of your biggest hurts in life so you can learn that lesson. I know that I've had people that have done that for me. I know they have. And being a medium, it's really interesting because sometimes when I'm doing readings for people, I've connected one example for someone and it was I think it was their dad. No, sorry, it was like an ex or something, ex-husband, I don't know. Anyway, someone came in for them. And they felt so warm and loving and charismatic and fun and funny. And I was about to start talking and they said, no, don't say any of that. They don't know me as any of that. Don't say any of those things. Tell them that I was mean, I was vindictive, I was hurtful, I was emotionally abusive, I was physically abusive, I had drug problems, I was, did all these horrible things. And I'm in my mind, I'm trying to make sense between the energy that I feel of this person versus what they're telling me to say. But I was promised if they bring it, I'm going to say it. So I start saying the things that he's telling me to say. And everyone's getting yes. Mean, yes. Vindictive, yes. Manipulative, yes. Emotionally abusive, yep. Physically abusive, yep. Drug addiction, yep. All of the hard things, right? Because we are at the soul level. We're not who we come here to play. There will never be a Jenn like this ever again. But when I go home to the other side, my higher self, that soul, learns the lessons that Jenn learned. And we can get into like a lot of levels of the other side and higher selves and what all of that means. But just know that this experience that I had is feeding a bigger piece of me, a bigger part of me that wants to grow and learn and evolve. And I chose to come here to do that. So just please try it, it's work. I know it's work sometimes, and sometimes it's literally just I woke up and I made it to the couch. Good job. Put on Netflix and chill. You've done enough. If that's, if you can do that today. Sometimes it literally is just that simple. Sometimes it's I made it to work. I got here today. That was the hardest part of the day, was the getting here. I know it's hard. I've been there. I promise you there is a reason for all of it, even when you can't see it. Try to shift your perspective. That's the one thing that you have control over. You can't control the outside world or anybody else, but you can control yourself. the way that you view the things that come into your life. Another way that I really tried to flip the script is it's happening for me, not to me. Because then I allow the magnificence and the miracles of the universe to unfold. So when things are happening that I don't understand and they seem really scary because it's big change, a lot of those happened to me recently, I keep telling myself I may not understand it yet, and I may never know, but it's happening for me. I know it is, and it always is. And in future videos, I'll tell you some of the stories of me along my journey, but I just was really feeling called today to share a couple of things that were coming through for me really strongly last night. So welcome. I know I'm a little awkward. I'm new to YouTube and I'm new to being seen. This is outside of my comfort zone for me. So maybe we'll grow together. So hopefully I'll get better at this. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can see the next videos in the series. You can also catch me at seaglass-spirit.com, so seaglass, one word, -spirit.com, and book readings with me if you would like to talk to your loved ones in spirit and see what they have to say. So until next time, I will see you guys later, and thanks so much. Bye.